Welcome back to my channel. So today I finally have number 5 to Christmas craft week. I'm so sorry it didn't come on Friday. I just needed to spend a few little days on it, to be honest, just a few extra. I didn't want to rush them. It's not something I really like to do with my projects, and as I didn't prepare for that little Christmas craft week there, that was delayed, and I do apologise. I did let you all know on Instagram. If you don't follow me over there, I'll leave all of my details down in the description like I usually do. I usually post like behind the scenes of my DIYs, like little kind of sneak peeks of what's coming up, that sort of stuff. So you're interested, then give me a little follow over there. I'd really like to have you. But yeah, today's video is finally going to be the nutcracker display that I've been working on for so long, honestly. So I started this DIY by using the Poundland one, which I gave an upcycle to. I know loads of you have seen it on my channel. It was a few videos back now, but I'll make sure that one's down in the description if you haven't seen it. Basically, I've been upcycling these nutcrackers that I've been buying online, I've got in store somewhere, or just already have, and I wanted to create like a little kind of display of them using those bottle brush trees from the recent video. And yeah, that's just what today's video is all about, me upcycling the nutcrackers I picked up, as well as creating the display with the trees. I'm so happy with how it has turned out. It's all complete. I just need to get this video up today to show you. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully it will inspire you to get crafting, upcycling, just creating a little bit more. If you see some nutcrackers with some evil looking faces on, then maybe you can turn those around. If you don't like them, you might like them. That's fine too. Just do whatever you want to do. You can use whatever colours you want to, which can make this really versatile to making it fit whatever theme you kind of have already going on. I'm trying to throw in a bit of a vintage touch with my usual Scandi decor this year, so yeah, I'm excited to see how it all comes together, just as much as I'm sure you are. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking and actually just get on to the nutcracker upcycling video. Okay, so please ignore the mess. I just wanted to give you like a real look of the nutcrackers in how they've been looking for about the past week or so while I've been collecting them up from online. So I just wanted to give you an overview of where these ones are from. Obviously the guy in the middle there is the Poundland one that I did in the DIY. This one here was a blank nutcracker that I've had just kicking around in my Christmas craft box for literal about 3-4 years that I've never decided to do. This guy here is from B&M along with the other big guy on the end. They were £6 each this season, and they're still in there. This one here was from Cherries. He was also £6, and that one was from Amazon, and we're not going to even talk about how much he cost because it's quite sickening, to be honest. But he was just the perfect size, and I was like, yeah, that is the guy that I am missing. So I put this all together, really happy with the sizes, everything. Just, yeah, not too happy with the glitter, the like chains and stuff on there. I don't know, the chains on his hat might be alright. I don't like the velvet on them. That one at the end I think it's got fabric on as well. So yeah, really excited to get stuck into this. I should also note that this ribbon on his head is actually taken off of like one of my mugs that I bought from TK Maxx recently. I just put it on there because I want to reuse it for something else. So yeah, I do save up every little bit. I even have like wire down there from like another gift which I want to use to like attach something to something. So this is the before that you're getting from me today, and I'm gonna get cracking on this now. I think it's probably gonna take me about 2 days, but here's the before. So first things first, I had to obviously remove the faces and other bits that were stuck onto my nutcrackers. So to remove the faces, I just used a nail file to sand down all of the kind of glaze and all of the paint that was on there, and I used a craft knife to remove any rhinestones or anything like that. I found the nail file to be really handy for these because it was able to get into the small pieces, but you can use sandpaper if you want to. Just make sure that you have it all smooth and ready to paint. On a few of mine I did actually use some primer because they had quite a few plasticky bits on, so I used just a spray primer and just made sure to cover up the wood parts. I then went to town with a bunch of acrylic paint, painting in all the colours that I wanted. So nice pastel pinks, this nice mint colour here, just love that, as well as some blues and some darker pinks. This darker pink I didn't like and ended up being coated over. Some of my nutcrackers had around about 4 different like, you know, makeovers in this because I ended up being really fussy. But you just really want to paint your nutcracker nutcrackers to be whatever colour you want. As you can see here, this is one of those nutcrackers that had the primer on. This made it so much easier. So if you're looking to do a bunch of these, prime, just spray prime it. It's going to cover up any of that red and any of the really dark like details. Once I had all of the pastel colours, I went back in and painted on the details with a fine brush. That included the belts, the faces and all sorts, all the little bits on the boots and stuff. I also went in with the Rust-Oleum gold leafing pen, as you would have seen in my Poundland video, and I put in all the gold back in with that, just like stabbing out the pen and then using the ink with a paintbrush to get all of those small details on. On a few of my pieces, I added on the fur back in there, as well as extra detailing. Some of them I swapped out the little kind of wooden balls and replaced them with new ones. On this piece here, I replaced the original drum with a vintage cotton reel, kind of in this lime green shade of cotton, because I thought that matched so well and just wanted to give it an extra vintage kind of detail on that, and I think that worked out really well. For the moustaches, you may have seen this again in my Poundland video. I went into more detail about sewing these there, but I just used some needle and thread as well as some wool felt and just made up these little like bows, which then I sewed together the ends to make them into like a moustachy shape, and these just work perfectly, and then I just hot glued those onto the face. I also added on some little wooden balls here as well to act as the noses, because some of them were either like missing them or they had like those hook noses, which I didn't really like. I like them to be like little round noses. Once I had those on, I was able to use some acrylic paint and a dotting tool just to get the eyes on perfectly so that they were super cute. Just look at this guy, who's so adorable. I did this to pretty much all of mine. Some of them I didn't add the fur on, some of them I didn't add the nose on. I just kind of made like a rough kind of random mix over who got a nose and who got a beard, but they all ended up having their little moustaches, and I just think they are gorgeous. So moving on to the actual display making of my nutcrackers, I decided to take them all back over to my sideboard where they came from, and I just started organising them and rearranging them, kind of like I was playing a little game of chess or something. I put the two kind of larger ones on the outside like I had originally planned, and then I just played around with the heights and the colours and stuff of the kind of middle to small ones. So because I put them on a bowl in the middle of my sideboard, which is actually centred in my mirror, I actually had to kind of add some blue tack on the bottom because the bowls kind of like swooped upwards on either side. So in order to keep the nutcrackers kind of standing up straight, I just used some blue tack on the side that kind of needed to be like rising up, and this kind of held them in place really well, and really happy with this little trick there. So as you can see, I just popped it on the bottom, popped it right back into the bowl and just kind of squidged it down until it was nice and secure, and then if there's some knocking off the side table, they aren't going to be going anywhere. I then added in some like iridescent kind of flaky snow stuff. I've actually had this for about 3 or 4 years. Like I use it in the background of some photos and stuff. It's really effective. But yeah, I just popped that on there, and then I added in the bottle brush trees, and because I took the bottoms of these, I just stabbed them in some blue tack as well, stuck them down to the bottom of the bowl and put the snow over the top so that you couldn't see any of the blue tack coming through underneath the trees, and that worked out really well because now they're nice and steady. I just love that. I did add a little bottle brush tree to the cherries DIY one there. I think that looks really cute, and it gives like a different kind of dimension for the trees up in his hand. So this is how my nutcracker display has turned out. I absolutely love it. I think it's so cute. It looks exactly how I wanted. I love all of the gold detailing on there, all of the colours together, and to be honest, it's exceeded my expectations. Like, this is what I wanted in my head, and I actually managed to make it, and when that happens, it's like, Oh, so amazing, isn't it? I love the details on top of the crowns, the little trees on there. Absolutely love the vintage cotton reel on there as well, because I don't know, it's so nice. And this reminds me of a cotton reel that my great nan used to have. It just reminds me of that. Like, look at that. It's such a nice little touch, isn't it, compared to the original drum that was on there. Love the bottle brush trees in this kind of way as well. The colors work really, really well with the kind of whole display, and obviously I have the video on how I did that as well. So here's a few before and afters in a close-up for you, giving you a real kind of overview of how some of them turned out, with the before there of the whole display, how it was looking really bad for a couple of weeks before I decided to take the plunge and do it, and this is the after. I'm so glad I took the extra time to make all those little details and bring this video kind of more together for you today. But yeah, I absolutely love it. So that is the end of today's video. I hope you have enjoyed it and are just as happy with the display as I am. It's right here, like where I'm talking now, so like I'm in the window and this is over there. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. It's like exceeded my expectations, to be honest. Very happy with the vibe that it's kind of given. It's kind of like a vintagey retro but still quite modern, like anthropology-esque kind of theme going on, which is something I love, if you haven't realised by now. I'm sure a few people will ask where this jumper's from as well, because the last time I wore it was last Christmas and a lot of people asked then. This is from ASOS. I got this last year, the year before. It's a men's jumper, but it's like really thick faux fur. They do have it still on there, but yeah, it's really cool. It's cotton lined inside, which is a bit disappointing, but it's so big and so thick. I think this is a double XL, and I'm usually around about a size 12, 10 to 12 sometimes a 14, somewhere around there. And yeah, this is absolutely massive, but it's so cozy and so warm. And not only is it very cute and Christmassy looking, it's also keeping me warm because my house is freezing. So yeah, thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you very soon for another video. I did actually have a video planned to go up today, but it's going to be going up I think tomorrow morning, so I could fit another video in as well. So there may be 3 videos within 24 hours, which sounds ridiculous. We'll see how it goes. I just have another idea that's come into my head. I want to make a DIY, and I like to do them ASAP. But yeah, I changed my tree out from the artificial one to a real one, which is right there, and I've done a whole video for a company on the artificial one, and they've actually said I'm allowed to share it with my audience as well. So I've done a few edits and stuff to make it more suitable for my channel, so I think I'm going to share that as well, because I put in all my tips and tricks on, you know, decorating an artificial tree, and I thought that'd be a bit fun to share as well. So I think that might come in the morning. I don't know, I'm waffling on now, so I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye.